let's go to the third out. The Boston Red Sox, they really seem to be I think we can officially say it now. The Red Sox are better than we expected. They are. They're better than we expected. I was expecting Boston to be dead last in the AL East, and I had no issue, no struggle, no advanced thought, nothing going into that with the going into that notion in the preseason where I was like, this team is going to suck. And they don't. 49-40. They currently have a better record than the Seattle Mariners, by the way, who lead the AL West. And they've been really solid on both sides of the ball. Like, they can hit. Connor Wong has an 850 OPS. Rafi Devers is outstanding. Jarren Duran has given them pretty solid production. Cedar Rafaela seems to be one of the best 9 hitters in all of baseball. Like, they're figuring out how to score runs with no names, right? Who is Romy Gonzalez? Who is David Hamilton? Like, who are these kind of guys? But they're figuring out ways to do it. Cutter Crawford threw 7 innings on 68 pitches against the Yankees last night. Like, they're figuring it out. So, Dalton, the question then becomes, what do the Red Sox do at the deadline? Are they buyers? Are they sellers? Do they stand pat and see where it goes? What do you think?
Yeah, the Red Sox are they're a fascinating team this year, just in general. And I think at this point they have to be buyers at the deadline. Like, unless the next couple of weeks go unbelievably poorly in a hurry,
yeah,
they're going to be buyers at the deadline, which is not something that I thought we'd be saying preseason. I know for a fact you didn't. You were like I was with the Guardians. That's how you were with the Red Sox.
I thought they sucked. I really did.
Here's the other thing too. Like, Tristan Casas still isn't back.
Right.
Like, that guy can hit. What's fascinating to me with the Red Sox, especially early on in the season, it was pitching. How are they doing this? Pitching. How are they doing this? Now, all of a sudden, like, this lineup is starting to have some length to it, and it's a bunch of guys who are just figuring it out at the major league level with one of the best hitters in baseball, of course, right in the middle of it with Rafi Devers. I'll touch on Devers first. I mean, like, just a ridiculous offensive force, right? The 971 OPS, 21 homers. But, Jarren Duran, if you had told me preseason he'd be 813 OPS, like, with the type of defense he plays, with the type of base runner he is, that's a fucking really valuable player. So Duran's been incredible. Tyler O'Neill has obviously cooled off a little bit, but if you would have told Red Sox fans he's going to be 260 with 16 home runs in the break, like, you're thrilled with that, right? That's very good. Yeah. You mentioned Connor Wong. Guy's batting .310 over 229 plate appearances. Like, where in the hell did that come from? Obviously the pitching, Cutter Crawford, Tanner Houck have both been awesome. The funny thing about the Red Sox for me that I don't think you would have imagined me saying a month ago. Number one is not just the fact that they're buyers, but I actually think what they need to buy is starting pitching.
That's interesting.
Because Brian Bayo has not been great.
Right.
Nick Pivetta has been just okay. Do you really trust Cutter Crawford and Tanner Houck to continue pitching this way all the way to the fall? And do you want them starting games for you in October? I just don't know that you do. That being said, like, I don't think they're a team that's going to make a big splash. I think realistically, like, they're a year away, maybe 2. But I think it reminds me a little bit of what we got with Arizona last year, where it's like, oh, hey, like, some of these young dudes are good. Like, wait a minute, like, there's something here. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be a Red Sox fan because you're watching a new core get birthed in front of you with them.
Right.
And so that's a lot of fun. And like we saw with Arizona last year, you just got to get to the dance. Like, once you get to the dance, you just got to be hot. And there are enough hitters in this lineup that can get hot that I think, like, let's say they go out and they get a Jack Flaherty, right?
Right.
And then maybe they go and they get Jesus Luzardo, and one or both of them get hot. Like, who's to say this team can't go on a little bit of a run, right? I don't think they're a World Series caliber team, but you never, ever know. So they've given the fans in Boston something to root for. As if the fans in Boston don't deserve it. Like, I've had enough. I mean, seriously, like, it's not like I don't feel good for that fan base. They can all go fuck themselves. But, like, hey, Red Sox are a good team. They're going to be a lot of fun. And, it's really a testament to their major league level player development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You hear that, Bryson Carver? You hear that, Tim Barnard? And go fuck yourself. According to Dalton Brown. Yes, you can. All right, courtesy of them.
I mean, especially young Boston fans, like, you don't know what despair feels like as a fan. So, like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be a fan of whoever you want, root for whoever you want, root however you want. But, like, I don't need you to keep winning. Like, I personally am rooting against you. Just get over it.
Listen, it's Title Town right now, man. I don't know if there's any sports city that's hotter right now than Boston. But listen, I think I said this about the Red Sox back when they played the Yankees the first time, right? They are a scrappy baseball team if I've ever seen one. They are the kings of like putting your fist through a wall because they just find these bloopy way to get hits. They it's remarkable. Like how many times they just fight pitches off and they bloop over the shortstop's head. Like it pisses me off to no end. But they run like hell. Jarren Duran and David Hamilton are both over 20 stolen bases already in the year. Cedar Rafaela runs. They're a fast, very scrappy team that doesn't have a ton of power, but somehow have, are tied for the, in the top 10 in home runs. Like they're somehow in that conversation, right? Like you said before, Tyler O'Neill, 871 OPS, 971 OPS for Devers, 813 OPS for Jarren Duran, Connor Wong, 806 OPS. I think the Yankees themselves have two guys in their lineup. Maybe let's exclude Ben Rice for a minute, okay? Two guys in their lineup with an OPS over 700, and it's Judge and Soto. And I think like that's kind of where we're at now, is that the Red Sox are getting production from guys that nobody expected. Wilyer Abreu is in that conversation as well. Like I said, I went into the season saying, like, the Red Sox young guys don't impress me. They're all underdeveloped. They all need more seasoning, right? Connor Wong is this skinny little defensive short catcher that I never thought would be able to hit. Okay, same thing with Jarren Duran. I thought he was just a speedster. Like he was just speed and defense in the outfield. I never thought he'd be able to hit.
Yeah.
I like they're shocking me. And the point you make about pitching, I don't disagree. Right? Houck has obviously been phenomenal. Cutter Crawford has been well above average, right? Like those are two guys that I think like they'll pencil them in a playoff rotation. I don't think they'd have any problem with doing that. But you're right. Brian Bayo, meh. Nick Pivetta, meh. Josh Winkowski, like, meh. Like you're just not excited about that. An arm or two. I mean, look, the Red Sox are not short on high-flying prospects. I doubt they're trading Marcelo Meyer. I doubt they're trading Kyle Teal, right? But outside of that, I think everybody's kind of up for grabs. I think Roman Anthony could be had. I think you could see them saying, okay, like we're not the Orioles, right? We're not the Phillies, but you give us one legit playoff starting pitcher and just let us frustrate every playoff team with the way we run, with the way we put the ball in play, like, because that's what the Red Sox are. That's the kind of team they are. And then once they get Casas back, they get a little bit more thump in that lineup. You get a hot streak later in the year from Yoshida. Like, now you're kind of talking here. So, I don't know. It pisses me off. I hate it.
I mean, think of it this way, Mike, right? Like, let's say the Yankees end up falling short to the Orioles in that division.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're in like a 4-versus-5 wild card matchup with Boston. Like, that's not fun.
No.
Especially if they go get another starter. Like, I'll tell you which team's going to be feeling the pressure and which team's going to be loose in that kind of an event.
I agree.
It's something to watch.
I agree. Please, God, do not make that happen. I'll listen. I'll say it right now on the air. I am if I have to play the Red Sox in the playoffs, I'm scared to death. Scared to death.